Okay, this is the Romaxx WD-2 that got online. I'm selling this thing. We got limit switches here, and kind of down there too. No limit on the Z. There's just not a good option for placing it. This is my really impressive Z height sensor. Wireless keyboard. I just use it to jog the kind of as a pulse generator, but it's just interacting with Mach 3 software. Right here is the UC100, which USB is straight to the computer. That is connected to the serial port on this thing. Cycle start, feed hold, e-stop. Anyway, let's come over here and we'll just load up Mach 3 loader, Mach 3 mill. You would think it's Romaxx mill, but this is actually the correct profile I have. Of course, it's asking about the UC100. Yes. Oh, gotta plug it in. Simple as that. USB cable. Just putting it in this strategically located. Let's try this again. Ending session, and we're gonna reload it. So Mach 3 loader, Mach 3 mill, coming up. Now it should recognize the UC100. Voila. So let's just flick of the wrist. You see that light pop on? Boing. Engaged. Now it's still an e-stop over here in Mach. So let's take it out. I'll just open some random G-code file. That would, yeah, it doesn't even matter. Just load up G-code. So you don't have to load anything at this point. I just like to have something loaded in there. Sometimes it acts a little strange if there's not a program loaded, like with the manual G-code entry window and stuff. It kind of wants a program in there. So over here we have machine coordinates. It's homed at 0. Then that's the position of the last, I don't know, whatever program I ran last. Right down here, this auto tool 0 is what I wrote a script for that, so the Z height touch probe will work just fine. Over here is the wireless, probably on, yeah, it's on. So I can jog with the keyboard. If you want to move at rapid, shift. Holding down shift. And then the arrow keys. Z is page up, page down, so I can't really do this with one hand. Anyway, the page up, page down. You gotta hit the function button. That moves the Z axis. Anyway, it's just a keyboard that's basically triggering keys in Mach 3. This is my sweet dust shoe. This is my dust collection system, and I typically just pop it in like that. It's no big deal. Guess I was drilling something. Just a couple magnets. It's kind of beat up, like kind of trashed it, but that ain't nothing but some duct tape. So let's go back over here and let's home it. Simply done. All I'm gonna do is reference home. Now it's coming forward, and it's going to hit this limit switch right there, and that's going to reference X, and then it'll pull, or sorry, Y, and then it'll pull over the X. Here comes X, and the limit switch on that is right there. Well, I guess right now we're using it as homing. Once it's homed and you're running a program, it functions as a limit switch, meaning if the gantry passes over to it and hits it, it'll stop it. Basically stops the program execution. So it's dual homing and limit. This is our Z height, and if you want to use that, I'm going to take this off so you can see it. We have a drill in there, whatever. So I'm using the keyboard, just jogging it over, getting it out of the home position. Then I'm gonna blast that right there, like, say this is what we were cutting. We ain't cutting now, but that's cool. So that's what we're trying to get our height off of. So all I would have to do is come over here and hit Auto Tool 0, and then that dwell blinks. I have it set up for a 5-second hold. I think it's moving at something like 5 inches per minute. Now, as soon as it comes in contact with that, it establishes that as the Z height. You know, we'll do it one more time and let it make its rotation again. There goes the dwell. We'll reset, and I'll just let it do its thing. But it essentially just measures the tool. Easy. You can change the speed if this is, I mean, the script itself is easy to deal with. You can just go in and there it is, continuity. Voila. So simple enough. And if we wanted to set our that's where it is in the machine coordinates, reference from the 0 from the homing thing. If, say, now we're in workpiece coordinates, in this case G54, if we wanted to set that as our home position, just hit this reference home. Oh, whoops, I was in the wrong settings. It's homing itself one more time, so sorry about that. There goes the x-axis. We'll set it up and just do a workpiece 0 right when this is done. So it's in machine coordinates referencing home right now. So it's back to 0, 0. The Z, there is no homing switch on Z. Wherever you put it is where it zeroes to. So I usually just jog it up to like maybe ½ an inch below its max setting before I home, and then, you know, you have a good Z home. Now, if we wanted to, again, say we were going to cut this piece of wood that is just sitting there, and just jogging it over to where, whatever. We already set our Z height with this thing. Now, if we're going to set that as our workpiece, X0, Y0. Z is already set. Machine coordinates, workpiece coordinates. Now, theoretically, we're ready to execute this. I'm not going to execute it. I just kind of wanted to demonstrate what's going on with Mach 3 and the homing and limit switches, and the Z height probe. So that's it. I have this listed on eBay as well as Craigslist. What comes with it is the machine, of course the dust boot, this DeWalt 618. These are just some magnetic guardrails I put on it. This easily removable. There's a couple really cleanly glued on magnets, but it just keeps it from getting any dust on the rails. Same thing over here, no big deal. the wireless keyboard comes with it. You get the serial cable over to this UC100. Get the USB cable. Yeah, I think that's it. The spoil board, I have this kind of sacrificial spoil board on top of the machine spoil board, which has been, I fly cut it with a leveling bit. This thing's kind of cool because it has a fair amount of Z height, so you can really, I can still cut some stuff that's pretty thick, even with the spoil board it comes with, as well as like another one screwed onto the top of it. But however you want to deal with that, I mean, there's a lot of different approaches you could take with that. But yeah, I've got a couple extra bearings. Occasionally you do need to change these out. I think I've blown one out, but maybe changed out 3 or 4, just general maintenance over time. It's well adjusted right now. You do occasionally have to like tighten up the axes or poke around with the adjustment, but none of it's very hard, and Romaxx has a pretty good forum. But it's a good machine. I've had it since maybe December 2017, something like that. It served me well. I just ordered a much bigger machine that's being built, so I got to make some room for this. This table that it's coming on, it's not something I'm gonna ship, but if someone ends up buying it locally, I'm glad for you to have this table. It's been fine. Kind of just level it out, no big deal. But yeah, so it's pretty much, if you were to get this machine, all you would need is a very crappy PC, or a good one if you'd rather have a decent one. And then the Mach 3 software, I think it's, I don't know, 170 bucks. Depends where you get it from. You would have to do a little bit of configuration, but I could easily save an XML off of this, and then you could copy the button scripts and things like that. But it's up to you. My settings are standard with the exception of the XY limit switches and then the homing function of them as well, and the Z touch plate. I have poked around with like the constant velocity mode and stuff, and it's, that's all personal taste. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. There it is, Romaxx WD-2. Good machine.